Self-care is work. Self-care is doing what you need to do for yourself when you don't feel like it. It is being responsible for yourself as if you are responsible for your own child. Think about it. If you are a parent or if you plan to be a parent, regardless, imagine you being a parent and how you would have to put all of your emotional hangups and needs or aside to make sure that child is fed, to make sure he's taken care of, right? You put yourself aside because it's not about you. This is, in a way, how you have to look at your own self-care, right? Because self-care is working out. It is going to bed on time. It is waking up at the same time every day. It is putting only only the best food in your body, right? It is following a schedule, creating and following a schedule that's going to empower you and invigorate you. For the past, month or so, I've been really learning this myself. I feel so good when I actually put in that work such that I feel good. It's weird because counterintuitively, like we'd think we'd have the motivation to make ourselves show up because we know it's good for us, but it's emotionally difficult in the moment. So we have to have that willpower and that drive to make sure that we keep on going, that we keep on showing up. It's like dragging our kid to soccer practice. They don't want to go, but then when they're in there, they start enjoying it, right? It's kind of like that with yourself. You don't want to, go for that workout, but once you're in it and once you've done the workout, it's like, it's good. I'm glad I did it, Or, starting working, if, for me, I'm going to talk about my book, right? Even just to drag myself to get into it, like, it's like, it's more fucking pain and whatnot. But by the time I finish that session, it's like, I wrote a good piece today, that kind of thing, right? Whatever it is for you, whatever project you want to work on, right? That once you've actually done the work and put in a good solid effort and you didn't distract yourself, and when you actually put in the effort, how good you feel. It's like, yeah, like I feel satisfied, like I can sleep happy. Enough of those days, then you'll be able to die happy, right? Just as Leonardo da Vinci says, as a well-employed, as like a well-filled day or a hard day's work brings blessed sleep, so a well-employed life will bring a blessed death. So when you're thinking about cheating yourself and losing your self-respect, not doing your routines, remember that you have to be responsible for yourself as if you're responsible for a child. And that means doing the emotionally difficult thing, even if you don't want to. That means getting up on time, even if you don't want to. Because you just know. You just know that it's good for you. You set these principles up for yourself and you just make sure you keep on taking the right action every day. What would your life look like? Just imagine this. What would your life look like if you stopped doing the things that you shouldn't be doing, and you did all the things without fail? If you did all the things that you knew that you needed to be doing, what would your life look like in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What would your final years of life look like if you did everything that you are meant to be doing, that in your heart what you're meant to be doing? And this takes effort. This means you have to show up not only in every day, but every moment, just with your mind, how you approach the world, how you approach problems. If you're feeling tired, how are you going to approach even your perception of that, right? Even managing your perception is something that you can cultivate, an attitude that you can consciously develop, right? And so an attitude that I want you to consciously develop is to take care of yourself even though you don't want to do it. Because in the end, it's better for yourself. And just having such a high value of your own self-respect that you are willing to do what's best for you even when you're too tired to do it, or you're too lazy, or you're too unmotivated. Sometimes for me, my motivation is I just don't want to be here. And therefore, I'm going to do whatever emotionally difficult thing it takes. I don't care how shitty it is. I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on taking that congruent action on a daily basis, moment by moment. I'm going to keep on showing up for myself, for my self-respect. One of my highest values is showing self-respect for myself. And I hope that you can embody self-respect as one of your highest values. Showing self-respect is showing self-mastery to yourself. It is taking care of yourself even when you don't want to. Just like a parent. You're looking out for yourself because you know what's best for you, and you know that you deserve the best. Only the best. But you got to be the one that give it to yourself. It's funny, how it's the simple stuff that we usually fail to give ourselves, even like if we're working too hard, or we won't give ourselves proper leisure. We will do what I call dopamine fishing, which is like scrolling on Instagram and looking at memes, whatever, and like that, we call that our leisure. But no, like someone with real self-respect will like plan an activity like painting, or like watching a well-selected movie, or going to a workout class, or a rock climbing, something that's good for the soul, like a positive form of self-care, right? I'm not only, I am talking, self-care. Yeah, there is the leisure scheduled in high, battery filling leisure. But then there's also the self-care of, eating the right foods, not eating the sugary foods, because self-care, it's not overindulgence on your vices. That's not self-care. That's actually self-disrespect, right? Self-care is actually having the fortitude, having the willpower to say no to those vices. And so with this video, I just really want to encourage you to really lean in to your own self-care and do what you know is best for you. It's going to be those habits that are going to be emotionally difficult, but you're going to thank yourself later. And when you can build an identity in your self-care, build an identity in your showing your self-respect every single day, ground your self-esteem in the routines that are going to build you. That's what's going to get you farther, right? Stop doing the things that are miserably fucking up your life and start doing the things that are going to move the needle every day, that are going to make you feel good, and that are going to make you feel like your life is worth living, right? And yeah, it's more effort to make your life worth living. Of course. Of course it's going to be a lot more work, because that's the point. Life is so abundant that we have to put so much work into it to harness even a fraction of its power, to harvest and even a fraction of its greatness, right? And we're only here for a while. Reminder, we're only here for a while. And your biggest regrets on your deathbed is you not putting in the work to really create the life you want. So, it's up to you. Are you going to show some self-respect and really put in the work towards your self-care? Or are you going to disrespect yourself once again and just be lazy and, succumb to your vices It's your call. Give yourself the courage today to make the right choice. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.